back after.
Good?
Yep.
All right, I call the meeting to order at 8 p.m. We're going to start with a flag salute and a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag
to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pour a glass of water.
Thank you.
Okay, all attendees and participants agree to conduct themselves in a manner appropriate for public gathering. Individual speakers should be advised that no right of privacy protects a person's public comments made in a public forum. Accordingly, all participants bear responsibilities for their own statements and commentary. Ordinances, second reading. Ordinance 24-01, calendar year 2024 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank, NJSA 40A:4-45.14.
Explanatory statement, this ordinance authorizes an increase of 3.5% over the previous year's final appropriations. Affidavit of publication presented. I will open that up to the public at
8:01.
8:01. And I will close it to the public at 8:01.
Correct.
Can I get a motion to adopt or table?
I'll make the motion to adopt.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call. Committee Person Davis?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabroski?
Yes.
Committee Person Ziner?
Yes.
Second reading, ordinance 24-02. Ordinance accepting conservation easements for block 23, lot 3, new lots 3.01 and 3.02, and a deed of dedication for road widening purposes for block 23, existing lot 2.03, new lot 3.02, located on Highway 33 and Millstone Road.
Explanatory statement, this ordinance accepts conservation easements for new lots 3.01 and 3.02 and a deed dedication for block 23, existing lot 2.03, new lot 3.02, upon completion of the improvements and release of performance guarantees. Affidavit of publication presented. I will open up to the public at 8:02 and close to the public at 8:02. Can I get a motion to adopt or table?
I'll move
To what?
to accept it.
Adopt.
Adopt.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call. Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes?
Committee Person Zabroski?
Yes.
Committee Person Ziner?
Yes.
Committee Person Davis?
Yes.
Okay, we have on first reading, ordinance 24-03. An ordinance amending Chapter 35, Land Use and Development Regulations, Article 5, Section 5-13, BP, Business Park Zone, and the schedule of area, yard, and building requirements, Section 5-13.4, of the revised general code of the Township of Millstone, County of Monmouth, and State of New Jersey.
Explanatory statement. This ordinance revision provides for amendments to the bulk standards of permitted municipally sponsored affordable housing use in the BP zone to increase the permitted height of multifamily buildings from 2 stories, 30 feet, to 3 stories, 40 feet. This revision is due to the change in programming for the proposed development at 27 Burnt Tavern Road. This development was approved by the court in 2023 as part of the amended housing element and fair share plan that increased the number of affordable units on the site from 49 to 66, plus 1 additional unit for the property manager. Because of the increase in units and further exploration into the environmental constraints on the site, the required building massing has changed. Can I get a motion to adopt or table?
I move to table.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call vote is to table ordinance 24-03 to the February 6th. Sorry,
Must be 7.
7? To the February 7th, 2024 Township Committee meeting. Committee Person Zabroski?
Yes.
Committeeperson Ziner,
Yes.
Committeeperson Davis,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Morris.
Yes.
Okay. Resolutions, all matters listed under item consent agenda are considered routine by the Township Committee and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion on these items. If discussion is desired of any item, that item will be considered separately. 24-61, payment of vouchers, July 17, 2024.
January 17th.
Oh, okay.
I said July.
Oh, we're already in the summer.
Wishful
24
thinking.
Feels like it outside, right? 24-62, resolution appointing Shade Tree Commission, Secretary. 24-63, resolution approving compensation for members of the Board of Fire Commissioners, Fire District Number 1. 24-64, resolution authorizing execution of a grant agreement with the Preserve New Jersey Historic Preservation Fund, administered by the New Jersey Historic Trust. 24-65, resolution authorizing the use of competitive contracting pursuant to NJSA 4811:11-4.3 to complete the Millstone Township Heritage Tourism and Marketing Plan, Clarksburg Cultural Center grand reopening, and 250th celebration with a storm maps resource touching on key themes and storylines. 24-66, resolution approving change order and supplemental agreement number 1 for Marathon Engineering and Environmental Services proposal number 19-175R-2 for block 57 lot 16.03. 24-67, resolution appointing members to the Open Space Preservation Council. 24-68, resolution appointing recreation coordinator.
Can I get a motion to adopt or table?
I'll motion to adopt.
I'll second.
Roll call, Committeeperson Zabrowski,
Yes.
Committeeperson Ziner,
Yes.
Committeeperson Davis,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Morris.
Yes.
Reports from various departments for 2023. Tax collector, $381,146.90. Clerk's report, $373. Dog license, there were none. Municipal court, $4,662.40. Recreation for November report was $13,461.87. Construction, $25,059. COA, $817. Also included is the 2023 interest revenue.
Can I get a motion to file?
I'll make it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Township committee minutes, reorganization meeting minutes, January 3rd, 2024.
Committee person Signer was absent.
Right, he has to abstain.
Can I get a motion to adopt or table?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll second it.
Roll call, Committeeperson Ziner?
Since I wasn't here, I need to abstain.
Yes.
Abstain.
Committeeperson Davis?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committeeperson Zabrowski?
Yeah.
Application for a raffle license, Ladies of St. Joseph's Church of Prineville, off-premise 50/50 raffle, to be held on June 9, 2024 at St. Joseph's Church, 91 Stillhouse Road.
Can I get a motion to approve or table?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll sec.
Okay.
Who was that?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Application for a trailer permit. G. William Group LLC applied for an application for a sales construction trailer permit to be located at 10 Farrington Boulevard, Block 18, Lot 2.03. The application received zoning approval.
Deputy Mayor Morris will be abstaining from this, so can you do an individual roll call on this if it gets moved and seconded?
Sure.
Can I get a motion to approve or table?
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Or approve?
Approve.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do an all in favor, I'm gonna do roll call. Committeeperson Zabrowski,
Yes.
Committeeperson Ziner,
Yes.
Committeeperson Davis,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Morris,
Abstain.
Abstain?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
Liaison reports.
All right, I guess I'm up.
You're up.
The senior meeting, for Tuesday the 9th was canceled. We had that, rainstorm. So their board elections have now been moved, to February 13th instead of the January meeting, so they're gonna have their reorg. If anybody is looking to join the seniors, they're looking for more members, they meet the second Tuesday of the month and they do crafts at the community center, every Wednesday. So if anybody's interested or knows anybody that's interested, they would love to have more members. Planning board, we heard Hexa Builders, for a final major site plan approval. It ultimately was denied. There were still missing numerous conditions of the preliminary approval. That's all, I'm done.
Thank you. Eric, you have anything?
I missed the environmental commission meeting, but they did meet. We had their reorg meeting, and we're looking forward to a great year with the environmental commission. The Shade Tree Commission also met. We had a reorg meeting. We welcomed a couple new members. We had a great meeting, enthusiastic crew. I look forward to working with them during the coming year on shade tree issues. That's all I have.
Great.
So there's been one ag council meeting. The only thing there of interest is they're perfecting the lease agreement to go out to bid for the Spring Road property. They've still working through the final language of the lease agreement, and hopefully that should be finalized soon, and they'll be able to go out to bid to see who might want to farm the land until we perfect it ourselves. The lease agreement is for a 4+ year term, with fees per year. It's on that. The only other thing is we've not had an open space meeting yet. That's actually scheduled for next week, but I've been hearing through the current chairperson that Abbott Park is in need of repair on some of the courts. In fact, it's to a point now that it's almost a liability, and our insurance company is saying that we need to close that section or the whole park to protect the town from potential injury lawsuits.
Yeah, I don't think they said it's dangerous, like some parts of it wasn't necessarily the words closed, but that would be my opinion.
I heard
You
that
fix it or close it, I
Yeah.
agree, so.
Yeah, so we need to
Yeah.
do
It's on the
something.
radar,
Yeah.
and it's big, because it's been a topic of discussion,
Yeah.
so. Anything?
No, unless you want to talk more about that.
Not at all.
Right with me?
A couple things so recreation, and what we adopted today, one of the ordinances was our new recreation coordinator. He will be starting, Michael, I don't want to say his last name wrong. Great, so neither does Kevin. So Michael B., and we will pronounce his name beautifully once we get to know him. We'll be replacing Michael F., and we're a little behind on some registrations. We're aware of that, and unfortunately Kevin has been doing.
Technically, we're not behind yet.
Well,
They just
depends
want to
who-
open
depends who
them
you talk
earlier
to,
than they
Kevin.
wanted last year. So I just want to make sure that last year, some of them weren't
Yes.
open till February, but they'd like to open them earlier. We're going to try to accommodate. So it's a new system, so they're actually putting the first template through that the vendor has to do. Once it's all squared, then we built a replicate for the other ones. So we're hopefully, maybe by the end of this week.
So all the heavy lifting when Michael starts on the 29th, which is the date he'll start, at least that'll be done. So
We'll hopefully be ready.
it was needed. We'll welcome Mike when he gets here, but we have somebody in the seat, which is great. I want to thank DPW and everyone who managed the storm this week. I happened to have to go out for various reasons, and the roadways seemed pretty clear. There wasn't a lot of ice buildup. I think they did a great job. And more importantly, we had some incredible heroics from our fire department, who ended up rescuing 2 residents from a burning structure on Stagecoach Road. And listen, I can't imagine going into a burning building and pulling people out. So, one of them was right by the door, but the other one, they actually had to go in, find him, who was laying down. So Kudos to them, great job, and I don't know, Kevin, you want to add anything
No,
more?
once
that,
again,
but-
they did a great job. Timely response made a difference, so having the guys there on staff makes a difference.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, 1 second on the DPW. I agree, they did a great job, paving, plowing the roads and, putting salt down ahead of time. There was one particular sub driver that was called out on driving too fast on a particular road. They said, tons of mailboxes were gone, this and that. So far, I've heard of 2 mailboxes, one in that sector was taken out, and we've already contacted the owner and working on that. And the other was a total different area of town, and that one actually, the stake, was actually rotted out. So it might have gotten knocked over in the wind if it wasn't by the plow. But it was heavy snow. So I thought they did a pretty good job, and the gentleman was talked to that, may have had if the video is accurate, which, who knows, I didn't take it, so I don't know if it's been adjusted, but either way, the gentleman was talked to.
He was just very excited to get out there.
Well,
He was,
it's a problem. I don't want to tell them they'll all go slow.
Right.
Because they'll take forever to do the, 244 miles of road. So it's a thing. You need to go fast enough to get the snow off the road. You got to get it. So, from what I saw in the video, it looked like it was excessive speed in the neighborhood. So it's been addressed.
Lessons learned, right? And the only other thing from the Historic Preservation Commission, they're going to be hosting a workshop by Melissa Ziabro, a professor from Monmouth University, on the topic of oral histories, and that will happen during their regular scheduled meeting. Okay. Anything else, liaison reports? No. New business, we have the MTFE and PTO fundraiser event. So if you guys want to, do we have to open the public portion for this, or no, this is part of the agenda?
We're not at the public.
We're
portion
not
yet.
at that, we're just under new business,
Right.
so.
So they can come present?
Yes.
Correct.
All right,
Do we present from here, or do you want us to come up?
as long as we can hear you.
Okay,
Can the
so.
recorder
Do we have
hear
to-
them?
There are microphones.
I would
Like
prefer if you
video.
could come up to
just-
the
That's fine.
microphones, just because it is recorded and someone's recording.
Do I have to state my name and address?
It's nice to
Yes.
introduce yourself.
Sure. I'm Erica LaRocca. I live at 11 Poland Drive,
Hi, I'm Sandra Davis. I live at 4 Mountain View Court.
and I am representing the Millstone Township Foundation for Educational Excellence. We'll just refer to them as the foundation.
And I'm the president of the PTO.
So we are presenting our annual fundraiser. In the past, we've done them separately, but due to lack of attendance, we've decided to come together this year and hopefully run a successful event. We're proposing a tailgate on one of the 3 Triple Crown horse racing days. May 4th was our first option, but that is now the day of St. Joseph's First Holy Communion. So we're proposing May 18th as our first option and Saturday, June 8th as our second, if approved. We would like to use the parking lot at Valley Park by the bathrooms. The idea is to rent out, basically, it's called a plot. I'm kind of basing it off the Far Hills Race Meeting in North Jersey, where you pay for a plot. It comes with, say, 4 tickets to admission, and you bring your own food and alcohol. And then we would have the race live streaming, we would have a band, and then we would have entertainment for children, so it could be considered a family event. We would also like to have food trucks. What else? We would probably need a stage and a tent for the band, along with electricity. I don't know how that would work, so hopefully someone would be able to help us. We're looking to open the lot at 3 p.m. to set up, close lots by 4 p.m. and have the event end at 9. Kind of like went through all the details of like what we think should be allowed, what shouldn't be allowed. We would have at minimum 2 state troopers present. We'd be willing to get more to ensure the safety of our guests. We would use a wristband for all attendees. They would be personalized with our event on there. The children would have wristbands so that I understand the park cannot be closed to the public, but at least we had some type of, we can maintain it, and we'd have a structure of we know who was part of the event, who wasn't a part of the event. We would be responsible for all the costs, cleanup, troopers. We would be willing to get extra liability insurance, one from the foundation, also from the PTO. So I contacted our insurance company. I included that at the back of the proposal, and we can start at 1 million, and she said we can go up from there. I know that alcohol is a big questionable item, and it's understandable. The BYOB factor was just to keep costs down and keep it as a true tailgate. I would hope that people would be responsible enough. However, I leave it like that. So if that is the determining factor, we are also willing to see if we could then work with maybe the Millstone Elks and use their beer wine truck.
Erica, I've actually talked with our insurance company as well, and they have our GIF, which is the Monmouth County Joint Insurance Fund, has a program called Tulip. So I would sit and talk with you where they have providers that could give probably maybe even lower costs than you're thinking about. That we would have to have the Monmouth County GIF and Millstone also on the named policy. So we could talk about
Sure.
that, but they were not, was not overly concerned about that issue.
Okay, so whatever works, we would like to get this approved or not approved, just so we know where we're going with our, and this is like, we do one big fundraiser a year. The foundation, the PTO does a lot more, but, because there's a lot of planning and trying to get entertainment and vendors and just to get the word out, because I know it's a hectic time of year. So we would like to at least get a save the date out, maybe hopefully by mid-February, if possible. And then we can work out the logistics, but at least we could say this is what we're doing, this is the date, this is kind of what to expect, more details to come out maybe like in April. I don't know, is there, we really wouldn't be doing a lot of baskets or anything like that. We would do it, run a 50-50, we would get the gaming license for that.
So you said it's gonna be in the parking lot of Millstone Park, basically, you're looking to
Yes.
do?
Yeah,
Okay.
the one up in
And then
Red
where you're gonna get a big screen to put the race
Correct.
on?
Yes,
Okay. So now normally the race goes off about 6:30-ish,
Correct.
right? So are you gonna live stream some of the other races too at the
Correct.
same time? Okay.
yes, so I was looking at it, I think they start at like, I think it was like 5 o'clock is when they start streaming the races that day, and then the big one goes off at like 6:30, like you said.
Yeah.
So I figured if we opened up the lot from 3 to 4 for everyone to come in, get set up, and then after that, you can't leave until 9 PM, because that's kind of, gets a little iffy when we do like the trunk or treat and stuff like that. People start leaving early, and we're not doing that. So if you have to leave early, then there's an overflow lot, maybe we can use that, they can park their cars there and then they can leave. But if you're parked in that lot, you're not leaving until
Right.
everyone is, the event's over.
So just to give you a little history, so Erica came in December recreation meeting?
December, I did it for the rec.
So
correct.
originally when the idea was brought, and it came to me maybe in November, or somewhere around there, I said your best bet, because you want to use the park, and because it's in that time frame where there could be an impact to what we have in a park, a program in a park, whatever, or the park itself, go before the Recreation Commission with this presentation. Let them kick around ideas, because between Millstone Day, Winter Wonderland, they've done it. They know the challenges, they know where it is. I think generally speaking, because I'm the chair of that, and I sat even in the last meeting, where it was spoke about in this January meeting, that they like the idea, right? There's still some logistical things I think can be worked out. The biggest thing was insurance, right? The risk and the liability of, unlike Millstone Day when you're controlled and there's somebody giving you a drink and would not give you a drink if you shouldn't have a drink versus self-policing. I think that really is the only sticking point from their perspective, right? So if the GIF and we all feel that we can be covered by that, and we'll have troopers there and some other controls, I think by having the rec involved in the registration process, we'd feel more comfortable knowing who should be there, how they're going to be there, and have a little more checks and balances in there. So
Correct, and when you register to attend the event, like you would have to give your car or your license plate, we would have to have all the information, you would have a hang tag, just so we know that you are supposed to be there along with wristbands. And it would be 4 adults per plot, and then children would be free, if they choose to bring their children.
Right, and I think you said lot would have 2 spaces, one for a vehicle and one for your tailgate
Correct.
stuff or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, and I guess the only other question is, as part of tailgating, are we allow cooking?
So I
Or-
said no, I.
Okay, I might
didn't
miss that.
hear- Yeah, no,
Okay.
I was, so I used to attend the Far Hills Race meeting, the
Me
hunt
too.
in
Been
North
there.
Jersey, so this is where I got this whole idea
Yep,
from the
great-
plot and
great
every
event.
terminology. So basically, I took a lot of their ideas off their website and kind of
Okay.
incorporated it into our presentation. But, I said only SUVs, minivans, pickups, no RVs, box trucks, buses
Right.
will be permitted. Also said that you cannot bring any type of,
Open flame.
Grill.
open flames, no ice
Okay.
block, luges, no propane, charcoal gas grills, including
Okay.
deep fryers, open flames or ovens, no generators. Really,
So you're bringing sandwiches. or
Bring a
whatever.
sandwich,
Yeah.
bring like catered food, whatever
Yeah.
you want. And then also if we wanted to offer like, 2 food trucks, maybe Vesuvios or somebody else, so that option was there as well. I thought would be nice. But, the problem is in the past is that when we hold these events, we never actually make back any money on our tickets. We always lose money because people, you have to be conscious of cost, but it is expensive. So for this, it would be 100% profit for us to do these spots, and then they would have I think they would like that, knowing that they can bring their own food and alcohol.
Mhm.
So it would kind of offset everything.
Yeah.
The lack of food, then they get to
Mhm.
bring it, so.
So are we gonna make sure though that like somebody from Millstone is as part of one of these car blocks, or are we gonna sell them like anybody from any town that wants to come?
So, I mean, really, all of our events have always been, I guess, technically open to other people. Like,
That's
I have
right,
friends
yeah.
I have friends that are in Alpha and they come to support me.
Sure.
I'm not gonna be advertising it on other pages. I mean, it's gonna go sent home paper and then also like Backpack Thursdays and a listserv. So, I mean, now if the rec department puts it on their page and people wanna register that way, then I guess. But,
But even that, we can control
they can-
via
we can
zip code on
control-
who can and who can't.
yeah.
And I think that if the first, so typically what we'll do with anything new is we'll kind of look at what we all feel we can control, right? And then if it's successful, then we would grow on that and expand it to the point where it could become, like, I don't think anyone right at the gates could be like, let's just close the whole park down and
No,
let's do it.
absolutely not. We
So I
don't-
would think that even the first go around, if by the February 5th rec meeting, based on you and Kevin working together on insurance, if everyone has the warm and fuzzy, they'll make a recommendation back to us for the 7th meeting of whether we also want to endorse it and let it move
So
forward.
we'll try to narrow down the date before then,
Yeah, I
but
think
then we'll try to get.
Yeah.
But in that process, it would be, here's what we kind of carved out, here's what we anticipate people-wise, right? And it's going to
Yeah,
be
I was gonna
far
say, how many-
less than anybody who would, you couldn't throw it out the listserv and everybody who wanted to do it, we wouldn't be able
I
to
can't
accommodate
even
that
get
anyway.
people to come to like our annual event when we have casino night. I mean, it's like pulling teeth. I usually have to guarantee 150
too.
people.
So much
But how many, technically, how many spots
I
are
was
there?
gonna do 75 spots, so if you did
Okay.
75 times 4, that would be your number, and that's if it sells out, and then like
Right,
children.
so technically it's 150 spots,
Yeah,
right?
so it's
Yeah.
not, and then I said, if there was a huge response and other people wanted to come and you guys felt comfortable, maybe we could do like, you could just buy an admission ticket and come in, and then you would just bring your own chairs and sit with other people and you'd park somewhere else. But that lot, I was only thinking, I mean, I counted it myself, but I don't know if my numbers were off, but I figured 75 was like a fair amount, so it's just not overcrowded. If you needed to put a food truck in there, or maybe like the beer garden, if that's the route we go, it could be in the center.
From a rec standpoint, is there a better date based on what else is going on?
Well, we're going to vet that too, right?
Okay.
So again,
Yeah, our
for
other schedules aren't set up yet, which
Yeah.
we're doing very soon.
historically, we can look around that time frame on what would be.
Well, if the schedules aren't made yet, then maybe if you pick a date, then you know
We
to
could work
schedule
around
around it,
And
right?
and this
So-
is also later in the day, so you could play, a lot of your games earlier,
Yeah.
but.
And then to your earlier point, it's still a community asset, it's a community park. We can communicate that it's going to be there, here's what's going to be happening, and it's going to be sectioned off, but,
think that'd be cool.
if people want to come and shoot hoops right next to the
Oh,
event,
they absolutely,
they're
they
still
have
gonna
every right to
come.
do that,
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it's just a matter of not having the ability to park.
Right.
That's-
and we
Yeah.
just will
Right, we're
over-communicate
limited, yeah.
what is going on when and how.
Okay.
So,
I
So,
see that
Chris,
you have
just a
entertainment for
question.
children, you're gonna
So
have
when-
bounce houses?
When the Elks
We
run their
would like
beer
to do
garden,
that, to make
do
it a
they
family
take
event. I
full
mean,
liability for that
again,
because they're serving
that would be
alcohol?
up to your
I
discretion.
think it's the same
If not, we can
insurance
just
rider that they named.
Nix
X,
that, and
Y,
they can
Z.
plan a playground, because that is also there. But I thought that,
And
maybe
the
like a
emphasis
face painter
additional
or something
insured
like
probably
that.
there.
We could also have high school kids with their hours. If they need hours, they can, maybe we could set up some games and stuff like that. But trying to keep the family aspect of it, just because I know sometimes it's hard to get people to come at that hour, trying to appease all. It's hard,
Yeah.
so. I would rather keep it an adult, but I think I will get a lot of pushback for those hours and with sports and stuff like that. So I think if people feel that they can bring their kids, then they might be more inclined to come
And behave.
and behave. Most importantly, be responsible adults.
I don't know. I've had many conversations with Kevin when I sit at flag football of the drinking that goes on over there.
Yeah, so we've cracking down some of that stuff.
Yes.
But this would be a more supervised event versus the people doing it on their own. I've been to the hunt many times over the years, and my children were very young the first time, and now they go, I don't.
Right, yeah. Definitely not going to the hill, maybe the hill, that's about it, but.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see it to get to that kind of thing.
No. But that was our
Great.
proposal. Do you have
No.
any other questions about it?
No, I'd love to see it happen.
Okay, good. I hope you guys would attend.
Um,
We did have.
Sounds like Eric's ready to.
Just give me the date.
Eric's gonna be
I'm
there.
ready.
Yeah, so-
I like horse racing, I always usually
And
go.
we're not gonna do any betting. Like,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
a whole other thing
Yeah.
I don't wanna be involved in. We'll do a 50-50, maybe
Yeah.
some baskets, because we have some leftover stuff from
Yeah,
last year
I have
that
tons
we'll
of
just
stuff I have to
raffle
get rid
off.
of.
But other than that, it's strictly just gonna be like, you know, hopefully dancing, enjoying nice weather. It would be rain or shine. Not
Yeah,
gonna-
hopefully it doesn't rain.
Hopefully it doesn't rain, but sometimes that's also
Never
fun.
rains in May.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So we'll see,
Right.
but hopefully we're lucked out, but it will be a rain or shine event because you tailgate in the rain, you know, unless there's
At the February 7th meeting.
a hurricane or
Yeah.
something unforeseen,
For
but
the December
that's
7th
the
meeting.
All right,
Is
good.
that-
We would.
You will.
We
right?
will.
Yeah, okay. So you might want to mention that.
The what?
Okay, so for the next meeting, you'll have more information. so
We
you can
would.
get-
We'll have more information in the next
Okay.
meeting.
Yeah.
Which
Just
is
tell me
February
when-
7th.
February 7th.
Yeah, I give you the forms when they get them from the JIF,
Okay.
and so we can get an idea what it's gonna cost you ahead of time, so you would know that, and
Just didn't want to
what
think
their
we're all
requirements
together.
are.
Okay, and then can
No,
you
I
like put
see.
together like maybe a list of like
Yeah,
what,
2 o'clock.
Okay.
And that means
it's gonna
the
cost, I
5th.
mean, we'll clean up, but I mean, I'm sure we
That I
want
did say.
part
No,
township
she was
cleanup,
clear
we
on
want
Yeah,
someone to
cool.
come
All of a
through,
sudden
like
you
all
see
that
it
stuff,
tomorrow
just so we have an
advertised.
idea of like
Yeah.
what our expenses would be in
Yeah.
addition to what we are.
Well, that's
I can
what,
clarify.
you know, if you start doing bounce houses, you know, who's setting that up, is that?
Well, that's the
you know,
thing, I mean, we
Our guys
don't
setting it
have-
up, or you're setting it up?
It's
or-
usually the company.
Well, sometimes it's a mix.
It is, but
Sometimes they
there's
drop it
there's
off and
sprinkler
they
heads
just leave
there.
them.
I wouldn't
and
do
we want
anything
that to
water
be a coordinated
related.
event.
Yeah, there'd be nothing water
Regardless.
related. It would just be dry bounce houses maybe and like big slides and that's it and
Yeah, so,
call it a day.
yeah, get ideas what you want. We could probably find spots for it, and-
Okay.
but the more you do, then the more, you
No,
know,
I don't want this
staffing we're
to be
gonna
like-
need to help as well.
Romper room either, I just
Yeah.
figured we supply like a few things.
Then the other question is, you know, how do you segregate it, you know, is, you know, like, when people wanna come over without a band.
So, I mean,
So
that's the
house.
thing, like, I would try to like maybe rope it off with whatever, and if they
Yeah.
have a band, I mean, I'm not gonna get into an argument with people over going on a bounce house,
Yeah,
but
but
that would be
then you
the-
see people coming across the field with a couple cases of beer that weren't, you know,
Right.
so we have to think about, you know, you could put snow fencing or the construction fencing
Right.
type, not the legitimate
Yeah,
snow, but
create
other
a main
stuff that
entrance, yeah.
we could kind of come up with ideas with
Okay.
what kind of area you need to work with.
Yeah, basically just that parking lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Come
then
up to the
if we
main
were to
entrance,
do a
they
few
check
bounce
it.
houses, maybe just like segregate that off, but other than that, I don't think we would do much.
So just to clarify the timing, right, so the insurance conversation, what seems to be the biggest sticking point, will be worked on
Before
now.
your fifth,
The 5th will be the recreation meeting, right, and if
Okay.
they want to adopt that and be part of it to be able to control and help to, it's a resource value to
Yes.
your team. And then if they want us to move forward, then it'll be presented back to the township committee
on
on
the
the
7th.
7th.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
Thank you.
great, thank you for coming.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, any old business? Any comments from the dais?
I have one thing. So Saturday was the fire installation dinner. So this is actually the second year that I
Good night.
did the installation of officers. So this year we had 10 officers that were were installed at the dinner, so it was very nice night.
Where was it this year?
Southgate, very nice.
Yeah.
The food
Yes.
was delicious.
Was it good?
Food
Behind
was
Charlotte,
like,
you know where it is.
Yeah.
the food was
Phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
The same night as my party, so I couldn't go.
I know, I saw you.
I know.
Thank you, Tara. Anything else?
But Tara did a great job reading the oath.
She represents us
did.
well.
She represented very well.
This year they decided to screw with me. Last year they weren't on that good of a, relationship yet, so they thought they would screw around with me while I was doing the oath. It's okay.
She handled herself like a
I
pro.
just,
Like a professional.
just gave him a look.
Anything else? I will open the meeting up to the public at 8:35.
Yep.
We do not have any public, so I will close the meeting to the public at 8:35. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I told Mr. former chairperson McLaughlin that I would take over this duty, so I will make the motion to adjourn.
All right, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.